Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure. One by one, nature's talent fairies from Pixie Hollow burst out of the clouds, trailing pixie dust behind them. They have a very important job to do. The time has come to bring colorful season of autumn to the mainland. As the fairies descend, amazing things begin to happen. Leaves turn fiery reds and yellows. Pumpkins turn from green to orange. The fairies work extra hard to make sure everything's perfect for this year's shimmering blue moon will rise before the frost. Meanwhile, in Pixie Hollow, Tinkerbell and her best friend Terrence are hard at work as well. On Tink's latest invention, a boat named the Pixie Dust Express. As they finish their test run, a summoning fairy named Viola interrupts. Tinkerbell, Viola says, Queen Clarion wants to see you right away. In the royal chambers, Queen Clarion, Fairy Mary, and the Minister of Autumn, Greek Tink, since time is immemorial, fairies have celebrated the end of autumn with a revelry. The minister begins. This particular autumn coincides with a blue harvest moon. A new scepter must be created to celebrate the occasion. He opens a door, revealing a chamber lined with ancient scepters. Every scepter is unique, he continues. Some are the work of light fairies or garden fairies. This year, it is the turn of the Tinker fairies. Fairy Mary recommended you, Queen Clarion exclaims. The scepter must be built to precise dimensions, the minister says. At the top you will place the moonstone. When the blue moon is at its peak, its rays will pass through the stone, creating blue pixie dust. The blue pixie dust restores the pixie dust tree, explains the queen. We are relying on you. Fairy Mary hands Tink the moonstone. Be careful, it's very fragile, she says. Don't worry, I'll make you all proud, Tink promises. I have been picked to make the new autumn scepter, Tink, tells Terrence excitedly. Congrats, Terrence says. The blue moon only rises every 8 years. The trajectory of the light beams have to match the curvature of the moonstone at a 90-degree angle so the light can transmute into pixie dust. Terrence sees Tink is impressed with his knowledge and offers to help her design the scepter. While Tink builds the scepter, Terrence is there with food and tools and advice. Day after day, Tink and Terrence work side by side. Soon, Tink thinks Terrence is too helpful. She doesn't have one moment to herself. As Tink inserts the moonstone, Terrence butts in. We gotta match the trajectory of, will you please, Tink interrupts angrily. Suddenly, one of the pieces breaks off the scepter. Looks like you need some sort of sharp thingy, says Terrence. Exactly, Tink says. Could you find me something? Terrence rushes out of Tink's house. Finally, some time alone, Tink repairs the broken piece. Places the moonstone at the top of the scepter and admires her handiwork. Terrence returns with a compass. Here's your Sharpie thing, he says. This is not sharp, this is round, exclaims Tink, upset. Tink bumps the compass with her hip. It rolls across the room and hits the scepter. Terrence grabs the moonstone. The compass spins around, falls over, and shatters the scepter. Tink's hard work is ruined. She glares at Terrence and takes the moonstone out. Tink shouts, you brought that round thing here. You broke the scepter. It's all your fault. I was just trying to be a good friend, says Terrence. Leave me alone, yells Tink. Fine, Terrence yells back. Last time I helped you. He leaves. Tink places the moonstone on a cushion. Upset, she kicks the compass. The compass cover swings open and crushes the moonstone. That night at Fairy Tale Theater, Tink watches a storytelling fairy named Listeria on stage. She tells the tale of a pirate ship that arrived in Neverland. The pirates searched until they found a fairy. They forced the fairy to lead them to the enchanted mirror of Encanta. Lyria creates an image of the mirror with pixie dust. The mirror had the power to grant 3 wishes, she continues. The pirates only used 2 before their ship was wrecked, and the mirror of Encanta was lost forever. Lyria recites a chant that includes clues for finding the mirror. Journey due north past Neverland till a faraway island is close at hand. When you're alone, but not alone, you will find help and an arch of stone. There's one way across the Isle's north ridge, but a price must be paid at the old Troll Bridge. At journey's end, you shall walk the plank of the ship that sunk, but never sank. And in the hole, midst gems and gold, a wish comes true awaits, we're told. That's it, Tink thinks. I'll find that mirror and wish to restore the moonstone. Tink builds a hot air balloon from a gourd, cotton balls, pots, and pans. She packs a map, the moonstone pieces, and the compass. Then she sprinkles pixie dust on the balloon and soars toward the lost island. Suddenly, a firefly named Blaze lands in her supply bag. Shoo, I'm on an important mission, Tink says. I have 2 days to find the magic mirror and wish the moonstone back. Tink studies her map, hoping Blaze will go away, but it's so dark that Tink can't see. The map is suddenly illuminated from behind. It's Blaze. All right, you can stay, Tink says. The next morning, the balloon gets stuck in a tree. Tink peeks over the edge. There's the stone arch from the Lyria's story, Tink says. Stay here and guard the balloon. Tink flies to the arch, but it turns out to be 2 trees with their branches tangled together. Meanwhile, Blaze tries to get Tink's attention. The balloon has floated away. In the wind, leaving them with no supplies, no pixie dust, and no transportation. Blaze sends out a distress call. Within minutes, pill bugs, butterflies, ladybugs, and bees appear. Have you seen a stone arch, Tink asks. The bugs lead Tink and Blaze through the forest. Along the way, they find Tink's broken compass. Tink accidentally pokes herself on the needle. That is a Sharpie thing, Tink thinks. She realizes that she misses Terrence. The group arrives at a cliff. In the distance is the stone arch. Back in Pixie Hollow, Terrence heads to Tink's to apologize. Inside, he finds the shattered scepter and Tink's balloon diagram. Wherever Tink is, she must need help, Terrence thinks. In the forest, Tink and Blaze reach the next destination in Lyria's story, the troll bridge guarded by 2 mean-looking trolls. We are the guardians of the secret bridge, says the smaller troll. Beat it before we grind your bones to make our bed. Bread, the taller troll exclaims. As they argue, Tink and Blaze sneak past and tiptoe over the bridge. They travel through a series of tunnels until they find a beach. There on the beach is the wreckage of the pirate ship. Blaze, this is it, says Tink. We gotta find that mirror and fix the moonstone. Let's go. They climb aboard the ship and make their way to the captain's quarters. A satchel hangs on the wall. Tink pulls out the compass needle and throws it at the satchel like a dart. Treasure spills on the floor. Tink digs through the pile until she sees her own reflection. It's the mirror. Tink puts the moonstone fragments in front of it. I wish Tink begins. Blaze is excited. He hovers over Tink's shoulder and buzzes in her ear. I wish Tink starts again. Blaze buzzes even louder. Blaze, I wish you would be quiet for 1 minute, Tink says. Instantly the buzzing stopped. Tink smiles and turns back to the mirror. Then her face drops in panic. No, Tink exclaims. That one didn't count. That wasn't my wish. Blaze, this is all your fault, Tink scolds, crying. Sorry, it's not your fault. It's mine. I wish Terrence were here. I wish we were still friends. Terrence's face appears in the mirror. We are friends, he says. Terrence, I'm so sorry, exclaims Tink. I forgive you, Terrence says. I wish you were here with me, says Tink. In Pixie Hollow, the revelry is in full swing. Queen Clarion and the Minister of Autumn are on stage as Tink, Terrence, and Blaze swoop into the scene. Tinkerbell, at the beginning of the season, you were entrusted with a great responsibility, Queen Clarion says. Where is the autumn scepter? Tink reveals the scepter. The crowd gasps. It's made of broken scepter pieces. The frame of the enchanted mirror and fragments of the precious moonstone. The moon rises into position. Moonbeams reflect off of the moonstone pieces in every direction, and the blue pixie dust showers the crowd. I've never seen this much blue dust, exclaims the minister. Tonight is our finest revelry ever, Queen Clarion announces, thanks to one very special fairy, Tinkerbell. Tink pulls Terrence on stage, and Terrence adds the queen. Blaze flies between Tink and Terrence and their new friend. Blaze, Tink finishes as the happy fairies parade through Pixie Hollow. Tink smiles.